Assalamualaikum everyone, my name is Zafa
And my name is Fatma.
and today we're gonna talk about some technologies related to space. I mean space technologies. And in this video, we're gonna see what some technologies of the space are and talk about the disadvantages and advantages of them. Okay, so can you please tell me a little bit about space technologies?
Space technology is basically the space vehicles, the spacecraft, or the orbital launch vehicles, the deep communications, and in-space propulsion, especially, which also supports the infrastructure equipment and different procedures. Now, I want you to please discuss some of the disadvantages of space technologies.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about the disadvantages. You're gonna talk about the advantages. Okay. So the first disadvantage of space technology is it pollutes the space, and by that I mean when a rocket ship is launched into space, it gets divided into two or three parts after it exits the orbital structure of the Earth. The thrusters of the rocket get separated from the actual spaceship, and they just float around there, and that is basically pollution, right? We are polluting the space, and that is a disadvantage of space technologies. What about you?
Okay, so the first one we're going to discuss the advantage is basically about the inventions that are resulting from space technologies. For example, the wireless headsets we are now using, such as earphones or the AirPods or earbuds. Second of all, LED lighting, which we all are having in our houses nowadays, the most usable devices or the most usable lightning being used in our houses. The second one is portable cordless vacuums, the freeze-dried foods, and memory foam, etc.
Okay.
There are a lot of.
So the second disadvantage I have regarding to space technologies is it is very expensive. Generally, when you tend to look at space researches and about that space, you need a lot of equipment which is very expensive. If you need to go in outer space, obviously you require lots of equipment, lots of materials, things like a rocket ship, which is very expensive to build. And NASA actually spent over 23 million, I guess, on their budget on building a rocket ship. They went 3% above this year. They were down 3% in the last year, and they went up 3% of their budget in this year 2023. So you can obviously tell that space research is very expensive. It is a very expensive thing. You need a lot of fuel, which is very expensive as well.
Okay, so the second one advantage we're going to discuss about is the jobs created by space programs. Obviously, when space programs are going to be created, the programmers have to hire someone, or they have to make a team which gonna help them out, or which gonna cheer them up when the things go down. Obviously, everything have a downs and ups. Either it's in a program or either it's in a job. So the basic thing for having the space technology nowadays is the people are getting jobs and they are being hiring by the employers, and that's the main advantage which we are nowadays having in getting the jobs and all of the stuff which through the space program has been made very essential for us. Okay, so the third advantage we're going to discuss is about the understanding of natural world. Nowadays, people do think that nowadays it's going to be very widely expressed by the space technologists or the researchers that there are aliens in the more galaxies than we think. In the past times or before the centuries, we got to know that people do think that there are no aliens exist, no more the planets and the galaxies, although we don't even count on our fingers, or we don't know the exact number of the planets we are having in our worldwide. So in this case, space technology helps us a lot to know more about the things we can't see from a naked eye, or the things which we have discovered about the galaxies and the planet and
the last disadvantage of space technology would be it is dangerous from the perspective of an astronaut. When you think, first of all, astronauts are given a very hard training, a hard schedule and everything to train themselves in order to visit space, as it is not a small thing. You need to be prepared, you need to be trained, you need to have the right equipment, you need to know how to use them. It's complicated, and obviously it is very dangerous for an astronaut if something goes wrong. Like if in the middle of if you call it a mission, like you're visiting some outer space galaxies or something, and if it is obviously hard for an astronaut because he does not know when he'll be back, and you actually don't know what's there. you're going to explore space. You don't know what exists there, what problems you could face. So there is a threat to an astronaut, and that is basically the last disadvantage. We're going to talk about this, and well, let's just keep it till here. We're going to talk about some technologies in the next video. Until then,
It's a goodbye.